Right. All right. All right. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to Roland. Roland Thomas. So there's a new movie out. Uh Actually you hear a lot of people talking about it. Um the new Barbie movie. And there's apparently sounds like this movie is not a good movie for kids. So, I don't know. I haven't seen it. My kids, they ain't gonna watch it because if it's coming from Hollywood, I probably just don't agree with it out the gates. I'm not even going to give them a chance to corrupt my kids because they're already corrupting them. You know what I'm saying? So since they already corrupting them, I'm not going to just willingly throw my kids to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? So there's a new movie out. Again, this movie Barbie. Everyone's talking about it and don't sound like it's a kid friendly movie, to be honest with you. Now I haven't seen anything about it. The pictures, the little snippets that I have seen are just disturbing to me out the gates. But I want to do them some justice. I want to do them some justice. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this trailer here, and I'll just go hear what this thing. See if there's anything that really jumps out just at the gates from the trailer. Just to really see what's going on here. So, because again, I don't know. I ain't seen none of it. So let's see what the trailer. Slipping off some stuff.
Hey, Barbie. Can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
You can find me under the lights.
All right, so it's sounding all fun, and you go come over her house for a party. Okay.
Diamonds under my eyes.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now until forever.
Every day.
Do you guys ever think about dying?
That it. Hold on, oh my goodness! Hold on. So she come out right out the trailer. Talking about, have y'all thought about dying? This is a kids movie. I'm about as shocked as them in the trailer. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. They shocked. I'm shocked. They shocked. I'm shocked. At the gates, this ain't for my kid. That's like 8. You know what I'm saying? I'm quiet too.
When my heart breaks.
Some things have been happening that might be related.
When my world shakes.
Cold shower, falling off my roof, and my heels are on the ground.
I don't know, man. I mean, just the feel of it. It's just feeling kind of wrong out the gates, man. I don't know. It ain't. I mean, just ain't. Seem pretty kid friendly out the gates. I don't know. It's just it don't seem right. I mean, my little kid. I don't need her wearing high heels at 8 right now. I mean, maybe this is more of a teenager kind of movie. Let's just give them a benefit of doubt. Well, I mean, it's rated PG-13. Now, what is PG-13 in today's economy? It might as well just be rated R. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, my PG-13 back in like the 90s versus PG-13 now are like two different PG-13s. Our PG-13s was like Ninja Turtles or something, like, a curse word here and there, but it was just like what we see today. The PG-13 today is terrifying, man, to be honest with you. All sorts of stuff going on in these new PG-13s. But anyway, let's see.
What do I have to do? You have to go to the real world. You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe.
Okay, so we're seeing witchcraft out the gates, right? I mean, we got her holding two different shoes. Go to the real world. She got some weird eyes, man. Look at these eyes. Look at them eyes, man. Look at them eyes. Dude, that's creepy. Like, who is this? You want to go to the real world? I don't know a world. I don't want to go in the world you sending me. Like, look at this lady. This is scary, man. This is not for kids. What is that? Why would I show this to my kids? Okay, so creepy lady got a sandal, and it looked like one of them Jesus sandals too, man. Y'all know how they always trying to get on Jesus about sandals. I mean, just who knows? But sandals and a heel. Creepy lady. I don't know, man. I don't know. She got a whole bunch of colorful hair, big old circle around the eye, which is atypical of y'all know what that is. That all seeing eye stuff, man.
Truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know. Okay? Do it again.
Closer I am find. Closer I am find.
I'm coming with you.
Okay.
Wow, this is the real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me.
Oh no. See. It's already going south, man. I don't need my kid to see some guy slapping her on the backside, man. That's why I took my kids out of public school over some very foolishness like this, just starting off bad, y'all. Starting off bad. This ain't for kids. Hide your kids. Don't take them to this movie. It's looking bad. Oh, she done went to jail. Barbie done went to jail. We in a trailer, y'all. Why they got your kids? They promoting jail. Let's see. This is just a trailer, man.
Barbie in the real world. That's impossible.
If this got out, this could mean extremely weird things for our world. This would be catastrophic!
We haven't played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old. Oh.
No one rests until this doll is back in a box.
Even if nobody else.
I don't know what's going on right here. I got a feeling. Two dudes sparkling. This might be some other kind of Barbie.
Humans only have one ending.
Get that Barbie!
I don't know. This Barbie is kind of really out there too at the same time. It's just a trailer, y'all. We ain't got to nothing serious yet. Just seeing the highlights. I don't know. I wouldn't take my little one to this. I mean, this is way too grown up. I mean, I would thought like some animation, Barbie goes swimming with dolphins or something, but Barbie in the real world, she looked like a full-grown woman. She is a full-grown woman. I just don't see how this could correlate to little kids. I see 13, but again, 13 today versus 13 back in the day is two different 13s, man. PG-13s. I don't know what PG-13 today is. Just ridiculous.
Ideas live forever.
No, I won't let you do just one appendectomy.
But I'm a man.
But not a doctor.
Can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
I need a clicky pen.
No.
A sharp thing.
No.
There he is. Doctor.
Somebody gets a
I don't know what he just said, but it surely does not sound kid appropriate. Yeah, my kid ain't. I wouldn't take my kids. If you got little kids, probably even if you got grown kids, I wouldn't take them to this either. It's already looking like some sort of California propaganda per the usual of Hollywood. It's straight up the world. So
security.
It's Barbie, bitch, if you still in doubt.
And if anybody knows that song was not about little baby Barbies. uh, there's something else about this whole Barbie deal that was really disturbing to me as well. I would say like after there was a couple of it kind of came out and people were saying, man, this Barbie don't really seem like a kid friendly movie. You know, um, there were some other things that came out that was honestly really disturbing about about this Barbie deal. And one of those, what came out was this was this Barbie Ouija board. Look at this, man. Look at this creepy kid. And this is creepy. And so I mean, honestly, you can see there is an agenda here, man, that is uh that is bigger than what we see, right? I mean, I don't know. Have you ever seen a Monopoly Ouija board? Have you ever seen like any other Transformers Ouija board? No, you ain't seen that. But there's a Barbie Ouija board? Like, what is going on here, man? What's really going on? And see, look at this creepy eyes, man. This girl is creepy. I don't know if this is the official. Let me preface this. I don't know if this is the official, Barbie Ouija board, picture. I know this was, posted by somebody else, and I shared it on my channel. But I find it very interesting that they would have a Barbie Ouija board. And like I said, I never seen a Transformers Ouija board. I've never seen any other kind of Ouija board about some other movie that was out there. But apparently, this movie warrant the opportunity or the ability or the marketing to put together a Ouija board. Now, if you are in uh if you are in the ministry that we're in, which is deliverance and inner healing, you would know that the Ouija board is direct. It is you want demons to come into your life, get your Ouija board. You want some demons in your life, get you a Ouija board and see. There you go. Who you talking to? You ain't know who you talking to. You talking to a familiar spirit that's gonna mess you up, to come in and wreak havoc on your life. And when you find that these idols creates passageway, creates a conductive situation for the demonic realm to come into your life, that's what you get. That's what you get when you play the Ouija board. I wouldn't play the Ouija board. If you mess with the occult in any kind of way, boom, here you go, right there. Again, Hebrews 11:1 talks about faith is the substance of things hoped for, the things and evidence of things unseen. Therefore, we know that by the things that we see were created by the things unseen. And so when you see when you see things created, we're looking at something that is unseen that created it. And I think it's honestly, this really gets really challenging for Christians to really grasp, which is so strange. They can grasp about faith, uh, getting them a new house, and faith giving them a new car, and faith doing all this. When it's beneficial to them, right? They can really imagine and grasp how the unseen world can create things that benefits them. But when you start saying the unseen world created this, created a Ouija board that's trying to suck your kids in. No, it ain't like that. That ain't how it works. I'm covered in the blood. And you full of demons under that blood too. So, right, because you want to play Ouija boards. And then you give the Ouija board to your kids. Like, come on, how stupid can you be? Anyway, let's look at another video here. I'm gonna tee this up. I haven't even watched it. I think it's like an exposed video. I'm not familiar with this channel, Fight for the Truth. I ain't really ever watched their stuff. But if someone comes out and says the Barbie agenda is demonic, I'm pretty sure we're on the same page. So let me see what this young man has to say, and let's just get an idea.
the channel where we bring you Christian commentary about the things that matter. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Barbie movie. This movie is probably the biggest release of the summer, and it taps into a market that has existed for years, literally. For decades now, little girls have been playing with Barbies, and that's the kind of nostalgia that this movie is obviously trying to tap into. And millions of dollars were spent to do this. This movie is supposed to be relatively family-friendly and appeal to younger teens and adults with children as the main demographic. But as you're about to see, this movie was far from family-friendly. In fact, it was not even appropriate at all for children. Now, some people have
Yeah, I mean, I believe that because, like I said, right out the gates, man, right out the gates of the trailer, man. I mean, your homegirl talking about dying, like that's creepy, man. Why would you? Why would that even be a thing? Why would that even? Why would that shock factor even come out of your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Of die, and this is supposed to be kid friendly. Why would that even be a joke? Or why would that even be a joke for a family? You know, kind of just out the gates. You know, what I mean, that's creepy, man. It's creepy. You already know that there's an agenda there. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. Oh man. And I'll tell you the part that really bothers me is that I know the vast amount of people who call themselves Christians are flocking to this to take their kids to go see Barbie. And they just feeding their kids to demonic Hollywood. Like Hollywood has stopped making kid-friendly stuff for your kids the moment you become a believer. Like, because then your eyes should be open to the schemes of the enemy. If your eyes are not open to the schemes of the enemy, you need deliverance. You need God to really come and just boom, get the veil off your eyes, man, so you can see stuff for what it is. You can see the demonic realm and the spirit realm for what it is. And when you see a Barbie movie and then you see a Barbie Ouija board, you need to know the spirit that's behind it, man. And it ain't to help your kids either. They inhabit your kids.
Responded to this complaint, saying that the movie is rated
Look at this creepy
PG-13
lady.
for a reason, and it was obviously not meant to be exclusively marketed to children. My response is that that doesn't matter. The effect is the same. The make
And see, like, and that's so true because, like, they're like, oh well, look at the ratings. It's not for little kids. It's Barbie, man. Who you think gonna show up? Like, that's not that they play on people's stupidity. They just like, oh, it's rated for teenagers. Yeah, but you're gonna bring your kids in there. It's a movie that's big, bright, colorful. It's for the kids. No, it's for the kids. But you go turn around and say, nah, it's really for the teens. It's really kind of who we want there. Get out of here.
makers of this movie know that it is literally based on a children's toy, and that
Come on,
children
brother.
will undoubtedly be a significant portion of the people who watch it. And knowing that this movie will appeal to little girls, they still decided to make it packed to the gills with radical feminist propaganda and anti-traditional Christian values. But you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. Not only was Barbie unchristian, obviously, I believe that the movie is part of a new and opposing religion competing for the affections of the American public. Barbie is part of the spirit of the age, and that spirit is hell-bent on worshiping the divine feminine, the goddess of female empowerment, as it were. This movie,
Yo, man, this brother preaching. That's hmm, that's pretty good. Because it is. It's so true. And like what you see there too, if you know who the spirit that is over Hollywood, um, you can truly see that. And so when you have the spirit of Baphomet, see if I can help you out here, because some of y'all you ain't gonna know what I'm talking about, because help you out here. But some people, and they don't know who in the world I'm talking about. And again, honestly, I do this. I do this because there was someone who once kind of walked me through this, and it was so helpful to see, right, and to learn of actually what's going on. So this is the spirit that is over over Hollywood. It's called the Baphomet, and typically you see this guy. You see this thing when it relates to Satan worship, right? So we usually attribute this to Satan worship, and it is. It's a lot of Satan worship at the same time. But you see the hand symbols here. You're going to see a lot of people in Hollywood do that. You see that. But if you pay close attention, this is this goat, and this goat actually has female parts, but it is both the male as well. You can see that. It look very malish, doesn't it? And female. So it's her it's a has both, and so you see a full corruption. This thing is the full corruption of what it is to be what God created you to be, a male and a female. And so it's saying it has both. And it is this is what is traditionally used to represent Satan as well. Most demonic cults are going to have this Baphomet as well. So this angelic goat, which is full on rebellion, with these two fingers doing this deal, all kind of male parts, female parts. And so you're going to have a full on attack against the family unit and against the traditions, the Judeo-Christian values that we have in America. That's what you're going to have with the Baphomet. And so that God of that age, so that God is trying is setting up the scene for that to be right, so that they can push these feminist agendas. They can push agendas that are against the family, right? To bring about confusion. That is what that demon does, and it rules Hollywood. Rules Hollywood, man. If you can look at any artist who is fully in the game, they're going to have some sort of symbolism of that Baphomet. I don't know whether it be the star, it be the goat itself, whether full on hand gestures. You're going to see it, man. It's terrible. And then when you start seeing this stuff creeping into the church, it's even scarier, because you see how lukewarm the church is, and it's absolutely scary. So, I'm going to go on a whole tangent there. Let's look at this.
To put it bluntly, is a demonic feminist dumpster fire that is at least partially meant to indoctrinate impressionable young children, especially girls. And therefore, I consider it my responsibility to make a video like this, exposing it for the deceptive absurdity that it truly is. And this is, of course, when the peanut gallery chimes in saying, Colin, come on, please, just calm down, take it down a notch. You're taking this way too far. Is the movie Christian? No. But does that mean that it's part of some evil plot to destroy Christian values? Of course not. Oh, really? Well, how about we take a look at the very first scene of the movie and see if that hypothesis holds up. We open with a reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey, wherein some little girls are playing with baby dolls. And then they discover a giant Barbie. And upon discovering Barbie, the little girls proceed to viciously and violently destroy their baby dolls and literally bash their heads in. And again, keep in mind, this is the first scene of the movie. Truly, I can think of no better.
That's the first scene. Some kids bashing the heads of their dolls. That's the first scene. That's crazy, man. You wonder again, would I take my kids? Absolutely no. I wouldn't take my kids to see that. What? What is that? What is that? The banging and busting up the heads of dolls, man, that is scary. Why would you have your kids sitting there? What if hold on. If you walk in the living room and you see your kid with a doll busting the heads of other dolls in the middle of the floor, what you gonna think going on? Something ain't right with this kid. Why? How? And this movie isn't for kids, right? Why you got a big old kid right there in the front of the very first scene of the movie? Who is this actually for? For the little kids. Full on indoctrination. Unbelievable. Get out of here, man. That is crazy. And I have not seen the
better
show.
metaphor
First time
for
I've seen
modern
this.
feminism than this. A bunch of angry, selfish people literally destroying their unborn children in pursuit of becoming a shallow, plastic imitation of a real woman, fully absorbed in their own self-image. You see, like it or not, the Bible and traditional femininity encourages women to be domestic, to be focused on managing their household with grace, dignity, and modesty. See Titus 2:3-5. But modern feminism says the exact opposite. It says, who needs a traditional home? Who needs a man? Who needs modesty and dignity for that matter, when you could instead focus on yourself and your job and your power and your reflection in the mirror, etc. This doesn't sound very ladylike, does it? This is the worldview of Barbie being presented within the first 30 seconds. So please, don't tell me that this movie doesn't have an agenda. It obviously does. But let's get into
Yeah, I mean, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I mean, it's so true. What I find interesting, you have the feminist movement, and I think, and again, and I think in some ways, it helped, right? It helped from the standpoint of equalizing. I mean, showing the equality between women pay and all of that stuff, and it's nothing, absolutely, I'm all for it. I mean, yes, you want the ladies to be, you want women to have the same equal pay as a man, as long as everything else lines up right. If they are truly qualified for the job, yes, absolutely, pay them what they're qualified to do. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But when you start bashing, let's say it's like, let's say it's a stay at home mom, right? Um, why is it that stay at home mom is perceived as lower than the female CEO? Suddenly, the female CEO is a boss lady. She's a woman boss, and I mean, come on, y'all, and it's it's someone who is talented, or someone who has worked the merit to become a CEO. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? But to to start to bash men and say that men aren't needed, and men are not valued, are not valuable. Well, now you go in another direction, because men need women just as women need men. And I tell you, the part that really gets me too is when you start looking at the alphabet community, and 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 then you have folks getting, um you have men wanting to become uh women, and women wanting to become men, or you have the men trying to go into women's restrooms, and then you don't have men standing up for that. I'm like, or you have men in women's sports, biological men in women's sports. And why aren't the feminists outraged about that? Right? Because if this is all about women equality and not being trumped by men and all this other stuff, well, where are the feminists at? Where are the feminists at when there are men literally taking over their sports? You know, So is this agenda truly about women, or is this something a little bit more? Is this something, a little bit more demonic? Is this really about women and women's rights, or is this about destroying uh, men, good men? Is this about destroying good men? It's just about destroying families. It's just about not having more families, right? When we start talking about um, abortion and killing babies, and not having the next generation move forward. Is this really about feminism, or is this about killing a family? Because when you have no family, you have no country. We have no family, you have no community. We have no families, you have no city. You have no state. You have no states. You have no country. It's families. This is all about families, and there is a family that was God created, that was God ordained and set up from the beginning of time. And with the U.S. having its Judeo-Christian values, that is that is that is what our country was built on. Now, I'm gonna show you this because I think this is just fitting. I've been in the study of the book of Romans, and it's that they just so fitting. The wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness, because what may be known of God is manifested in them, for God has shown it to them. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things which are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were they thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools. And I'm going to really sit there. Professing to be wise, they became fools. And all of our modern technology and all of our modern movements, all of our scaling of data to try to figure out how can we create the best economy, the best living situation, the best economy for our country and for the future of our country. When we negate the simple things of God, marriage between one man, one woman, you have the male being the head of the household, the female being the neck. You know what I'm saying? Like the head can't do nothing without the neck. You know, both are in equal power, but one has the greater authority, and that's the man. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not bad. If you own a company, if you own a company, 50%, if you ever look at the stats, 50% partnerships don't work well because no one has decided authority. Right? They have to vote on everything, and then nothing ever gets done. But if you have a partner that's 51%, the other one's 59%, that company seems to be a little bit more successful because someone has an authoritative position. It's the same thing in a household. It's the same thing in a household. God set men to be the head and women to be number two. But they're both they're both co-leaders of the household. They're co-heirs of the household. But one has a divine given authority that moves the dial forward. So let's see. I'm gonna kind of skip to the end here and see what this young man says, and then we'll kind of we'll I ain't watch all this, but my bad. I didn't flip that. All right, let's see. Skip to the end here and see what we got.
They inserted the pro-choice, LGBT, anti-masculinity, anti-marriage, anti-traditional gender role themes. It's certainly not our fault that we happen to notice the themes that they intentionally put right under our noses. And the reason I disagree so passionately here is because the radical feminist message is clearly destructive to society. And any part of it, even just a movie, needs to be called out. Look around. They're damaging the family, damaging marriage, damaging the sanctity of human life. And now they want your kids to be a part of this too. That's why they're going to great lengths to take over all education and all entertainment, because they know that's where the kids are. So please keep your children away from this train wreck and don't waste your money watching it. It's all part of the same tired, unbiblical agenda being pushed endlessly by the secular world. And that is the truth about the Barbie movie. I pray this has been a blessing to you.
My man. He brought it home right there. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, y'all go ahead and I'll put the link to his full video in the description below. But yeah, it's true, man. Unfortunately, you can't trust Hollywood to produce anything that's going to be supportive of the family, supportive of your Christian values, of our Judeo-Christian values as a country. You can just hang that up from Hollywood. Hollywood is not going to do it. I wouldn't even look towards them. I mean, you're probably better off searching for alternative deals and alternative movies and outlets. You know, other movies that fits the Christian agenda. Some may say, "Oh man, well you just closed-minded and a bigot and a zealot." Well, I'll be a closed-minded bigot zealot for Christ. Because at the end of the day, here's what Romans 12 says, and that is that we don't be conformed to this world, but we be transformed by the renewing of our minds. That we put off the foolish things of this world and take on the mind of Christ. And that's what this whole thing is about. This is about taking on the mind of Christ and being more like him versus the world. And if we continue to be like the God of this world, then we'll find ourselves being Christian feminists, and that ain't there. It ain't there. We'll find ourselves being backbiters and whisperers, and we being full of unrighteousness in the church, and therefore we are then workers of iniquity, and we don't know God, who is our Savior. So what's the verdict? Should you have your kids go watch the Barbie movie? Man, y'all better please, for the love of everything that you believe, if you are a Christian, stay away from that movie. Don't have Hollywood. Hollywood's this agenda is already programming your kids. If your kids in public school, and I'm not slamming if you can't put your kids in homeschool or private. I'm not saying any of that, man. But there's an agenda. There's a real agenda, and that agenda is coming after the next generation. It's coming after our kids, and we got to stand against it. We got either not take part in it, and when you have the opportunity to vote against it, vote against it. Like, stand up for something. Have a backbone for something. You know what I'm saying? Don't be up here all scared, wishy-washy. Oh no, I'm going to keep my faith to myself. This is a Judeo-Christian country. You have the right to vote for the stuff that you believe. And if you believe in Christian values, well, you vote for Christian values. Forget what the other stuff says. You stand up for Christian values. If you get persecuted, then you get persecuted. Christ did. What are you scared of? Scared of losing a social media account? You scared of being ridiculed? What are you scared of? Scared of persecution? Well, we were called to be persecuted. So, listen, if something comes out, just give it a week or so before you go subjecting your kids to the foolery of Hollywood. Let some videos come out. Let some people talk about it. Let you know if it's a decently good movie for kids or not. So, obviously, this ain't for kids. So, hide your kids, hide your wife. Hide everybody. Just don't even go, man. And go find something else to watch. I think the Domino revival's coming out here pretty soon. And there's a lot. There's been a lot of Christian movies that are coming out in the movie theater. So go look it up, please. Go support them. They can use support to get the message out and get your life changed. So, Roland Thomas, I'm out, y'all. To the next video.